Alright, this is day number 2 of me posting every single day until I go viral. I feel kind of sick today, but anyways, this video is for people that feel suicidal or depressed. Most of the time, the reason why suicide could happen either because you're in a very low state, like to the point where life feels so painful, to the point where you just want to end that pain. Truth is, most of the cause of suicidal thoughts is beyond this reality. What I mean by that is that we only see 1% that's actually around us. So there's a lot that happens in the unseen world, whether you believe in the spiritual world or not. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Even science proves spirituality exists. We literally see 1% of what's actually around us. It's called the light spectrum, by the way. So if you feel suicidal, if you feel like ending your life, you have to first pause and think about what could you do to end that feeling, because that feeling is only temporary and that feeling is not you. There's a lot that happens in the unseen, and a lot of the time why we feel sick, why we feel depressed or suicidal is due to our lifestyle. We don't take care of ourselves, we don't exercise, we don't read books, we don't knowledgeify ourselves about these things, about why we feel certain ways. Knowledge is power, and once you understand where suicide comes from, because I felt that way once in my life too, if you understand where the root cause of suicide, depression, anxiety, all of these things is due to, most of the time, 90% of the time, is lifestyle. So you really have to understand what makes you upset or sad. Maybe there could be various of reasons why. Maybe because you don't feel loved by anybody. Most of the time it's because of that. Or you feel like you are a burden to somebody. Or could be because you don't think you are enough. Truth is, to prevent this feeling of depression or unworthiness is by finding a purpose. And how do you find a purpose? By trying out new things. And how do you try out new things? By searching and actually trying, by knowledgeifying yourself, if that's even a word, into understanding how your brain works. Because the moment you understand how your mind works is the moment you'll be able to take charge of your life. Because truthfully speaking, 90% of reasons why people feel suicidal, depressed, anxiety is due to their lifestyle, is due to their mental health. They don't look after their mental health. They don't meditate. They don't face their thoughts. They let somebody else do it for them. They let a pastor do it for them. They don't take. I know this can be offensive for a lot of people, but the truth sometimes sounds crazy. I know. Truth is, in this world we are all equals. Nobody is above you. The only difference is the level of knowledge that we all have. The only difference is the knowledge we all have. See my little brother right here? He can teach me something. Even though he's a baby, I can observe him and see how he looks at life, Yeah, man, you got that right. But my point here is that we can learn from anybody, regardless of the age, regardless of the life experience. The knowledge is within us. Yeah, man, you got that right. The knowledge is actually within all of us. We've been programmed to think that we need an external source to make us happy, to make us experience heaven on earth. But all we need to do is use our logical brain that the Creator provided us with, and use it. There's something called the inquisition of the human spirit. It goes as deep as basically controlling what you believe. Basically, however you think about life is the way you will experience it. That's why people are so strongly based on their religions. That's why I know this is going some other directions, but it's part of the reason why depression exists. But coming back to my point is that the reason why people are so strong in their religions is because they've all had visions, they've all had dreams about their prophets. That's why people are so strong. That's why miracles happen in all of those people's lives. That's how powerful this is, yo. So they call it the inquisition of the human spirit. They make you believe whatever you read, whatever you think, it will appear, it will manifest into your life. Just like there's something called the biology of belief. Like, let's say, for example, a little child gets hurt, right? Now, you said you're going to give them medicine. Now they're going to get healed because they think that thing is actually helping them. In actual fact, you're just putting Vaseline on their wound or putting a band-aid, and then just because they think it's working, it will work. That's how powerful the mind is, the biology of belief. So this wires all of this together. It's all a whole intricate system that makes us human beings, and that the people that designed these things understood and studied the brains of human beings. So it goes that deep. So to stop the cycle of depression, of lust, of whatnot, is by understanding what makes you that way, and it's by understanding that you should have love for yourself. Before you love anybody else, you should have self-love. Being selfish is not always a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you also matter, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you did to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Forgive yourself, you know what I'm saying? Forgive yourself, try to become better. Don't drown in that